Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel and welcome to another video. I would like to specially welcome us from this very long international break that was actually very boring because there were not enough matches. Those friendlies were not like really serious, so there was no need of making videos for friendly matches. That was why there was no post for the international break. But this is the first post after this international break, and I'm going to be posting daily now since the international break is over. We have a lot of matches, so expect me to be posting every single day as well. So in this video I'll be dropping matches that I think will produce over 2.5 goals this weekend. That is for Saturday games, and for Sunday matches I'll be dropping the game that I'm very much convinced that these matches at the end of 90 minutes there will be at least 3 goals in the game, both from the two teams combined. It may be one team scoring the 3, it may be both of the teams coming together to collectively score at least 3 goals in these matches that I'll be dropping. And for this video, for this weekend, I picked 6 matches only that I think will play over 2.5 goals, and these 6 matches come out about 12 odds, about 10 odds in total, 10 odds from this game. So before I continue with this video, if this is your first time, please do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that whenever I drop a new video on this channel, you're going to see it immediately I post before the odds begin to drop. So do well to make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification. And also please make sure you leave a comment in the comment section. For every video you come across, please tell me what you think. I would like to know your opinion as well. If you agree with my picks or if you do not agree with my picks, please let me know in the comment section. I'm waiting to hear every single thing that you think in the comment section. And also do not forget to share this video with your friends, share with your family, share with your village people, share with everybody. So without wasting much time, I'm going to go right away into the games that I picked. Like I said earlier, I picked 6 matches that I think will play over 2.5 goals this weekend, and these 6 matches come out about 10 odds. So I'm going right away into the games, and the first match I have is in the Spanish La Liga, the match between Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. That is the first match that I picked for this weekend to play over 2.5 goals. Now, if you agree with me, you know that this match between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona is a game that is programmed to produce over 2.5 goals. Both of them are playing Champions League next week, so we cannot say this one will rest player and this one will not rest. If Atletico rest players, Barcelona will rest players, because both of them are playing in the Champions League and both of them are playing today, like this weekend as well. So I expect that there will be at least 3 goals in this match. It may be Atletico Madrid scoring more than once, but the odds largely favor that it will be Barcelona that will produce more goals in this game. However, let me look at the recent matches of these two teams. Okay, let me start with the head-to-head between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And we can see that the last 6 times that these two teams met, Barcelona have won 4 of the last 6 matches. Atletico Madrid have won 1, and it has ended in a draw 1 time. And the only one Atletico Madrid won was this year, which was their Copa del Rey semi-final game, first leg, where they won Barcelona 4-0. And we can see that in the most recent 6 matches of these two teams between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, there have been over 2.5 goals in 5 of the last 6 matches between these two. The most recent 2 have seen only one side scoring, but prior to that, the remaining have always been both of the teams coming together to produce over 2.5 goals. Now, if we independently look at the last 6 matches of Atletico Madrid, it is only in 1 match that they have failed to produce over 2.5 goals. And if you also look at the last 6 matches of Barcelona, they've produced over 2.5 goals in up to 4 of their most recent 6 matches in all competitions. So we can see that these two teams are teams that their matches produces high scoring encounters. So that is why I'm going with the fact that this match is going to produce over 2.5 goals. Well, more recent trends show that Atletico Madrid are scoring an average of 2 goals per game in all of their matches, and Atletico Madrid also concede in almost all their matches. And for Barcelona, they've scored over 2.5 goals in all of their last 4 La Liga matches. So we can see that this match is just the last 4 La Liga matches between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have produced over 2.5 goals. So this match, everything about it screams over 2.5 goals. That's why I picked this as the first match for us to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. So that was the first match, and I'm moving to the second match to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. And now I'm going to the German Bundesliga, and the match here is the match between SC Freiburg and Bayern Munich, and this is the second game that I've picked to play over 2.5 goals. Now, I do not need to come and give too much statistics about FC Bayern Munich, because everybody knows how Bayern Munich matches always come out. Everybody knows that they always score at least 2 goals in all their matches, and everybody also knows that Bayern almost always concedes. So for the statistics, I'm just going to pick a few statistics from Freiburg and then go into, obviously everybody knows how Bayern matches are, but last 5 to 6 times these two teams, Freiburg have not won Bayern Munich in all of the last 6 matches, and they've produced over 2.5 goals in, I think, is it four? Yeah, they produced over 2.5 goals in 4 of the last 6 times that these two teams have met. And then I want to check the recent matches of Freiburg. Freiburg have only produced over 2.5 goals in 3 of their last 6 matches. So it is very clear that the only reason why I'm picking over 2.5 goals in this match is because of the Bayern Munich. It's because Bayern Munich are involved in this game. That is the only reason. If it were Freiburg and a certain other team in the Bundesliga, I wouldn't have bothered over 2.5 goals. But this is a Bayern Munich game, and this is a game where Bayern Munich are going to score and they're going to concede. I predict that this game will end 3-1 in favor of Bayern Munich. But I'm not here to talk about scores. I'm here to give my predictions for the week for over 2.5 goals. That's why I'm picking this one as the second match to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. That is the second game. Now, moving on, I'm going to the third match to play over 2.5 goals this weekend, and this match is still in the German Bundesliga actually, and I also picked another high scoring match between Stuttgart and Borussia Dortmund, and this is the third match to play over 2.5 goals. And as evident in the recent head-to-head between these two teams, they produced over 2.5 goals on both sides, to scoring in 4 of their most recent 6 matches. In fact, any match that these two teams play that both teams score, there is always over 2.5 goals. The only matches that do not produce over 2.5 goals are matches that both teams do not score, and most of the time this happens in the matches that Stuttgart end up winning. But as long as Dortmund scores in the game, it ends in over 2.5 goals. So now let me look at the last 6 matches of VfB Stuttgart. We can see that they produced over 2.5 goals in 4 of their most recent 6 matches, and out of these 4, both teams have scored in their recent 6 matches. Both teams have scored also in 4 of their most recent 6 matches. Now for Borussia Dortmund, they produced over 2.5 goals in 5 of their last 6 matches, and in these same 5 of their last 6 matches, both teams have scored. So like I said, for these two teams, the only time they do not produce over 2.5 goals is when both teams do not score. So it is rare for only one team to produce over 2.5 goals in matches featuring VfB Stuttgart and Borussia Dortmund. So for this game, I see that both of the teams are going to score clearly. Maybe the game may end in a 2-2 full-time draw, or Dortmund may win the game by 3-2 or 2-1, something like that. But it's going to be a very, very tight game. It's going to be very, very engaging, and both sides are going to score and both sides are going to concede. That is why I picked over 2.5 goals in this match between Stuttgart and Borussia Dortmund. So that is the third match that I picked for to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. I'm checking some other goal statistics available, and we've seen that Stuttgart score an average of 2 goals in all of their most recent matches in the Bundesliga. While when it comes to Dortmund, in all of their last 13 matches in the Bundesliga, Dortmund have scored at least 2 goals. Like 13 straight matches back to back, Dortmund have scored at least 2 goals in all of these matches. So these are the reasons why I'm confident in picking over 2.5 goals for this game between Stuttgart and Borussia Dortmund. So moving on to the next game that I picked that is going to produce over 2.5 goals. Now, I've moved to the Netherlands Eredivisie, and the match I'm picking here is the match between AZ Alkmaar and Fortuna Sittard. That is the next match that I think will produce over 2.5 goals this weekend. Recent matches between these two teams have seen over 2.5 goals as well in 4 of their most recent 6 matches, but it is not every time that matches between Fortuna Sittard and AZ Alkmaar produce both teams to score. So most of the over 2.5 goals are in these fixtures are usually one-sided, and then rarely the other team scores. But we've seen a lot of clean sheets in the recent matches. Now, recent matches of AZ Alkmaar, we've seen over 2.5 goals in all of their last 6 matches, and then recent matches of Fortuna Sittard, we've also seen over 2.5 goals in all of their last 6 matches. And interestingly, for AZ Alkmaar, we've seen both teams scoring in all of their last 6 matches. Sorry, that is for Fortuna Sittard. Also as well for AZ Alkmaar, except their match in the Europa League against Sparta Praha. I don't know if it's Europa League or Conference League, but they won both legs. Those were the matches that did not produce both teams to score, but the remaining matches ended in both sides scoring. So this is another game, another exciting game that is poised to produce both teams scoring. That is why I picked it. In other statistics, we've seen that AZ Alkmaar, their last 3 matches in the Eredivisie have produced over 2.5 goals. And then in the last 12 matches in a row of Fortuna Sittard, they've produced over 2.5 goals for 12 games in a row. That is how goals are always abundant in matches featuring FC Fortuna Sittard. So I feel very confident playing over 2.5 goals in this match between AZ Alkmaar and Fortuna Sittard. So that was the fourth game that I picked for us to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. Now I'm going to the fifth game to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. Now this one is in the Turkish league, and it's the match between Fenerbahce versus Besiktas. This is the game that I think there will be over 2.5 goals in the Turkish league this weekend, because we have Fenerbahce, a side that always concedes. We also have Besiktas, a side that always concedes. And coincidentally, these two teams are second and fourth place in the Turkish league. So this is going to be a very, very close, a very, very entertaining game, filled with lots of goals. If you check their recent matches, we've seen over 2.5 goals in all of the last 6 matches of Fenerbahce. If we come to Besiktas, we've seen over 2.5 goals in 3 of their last 6 matches. But for this particular game, I think this is a game that will end in maybe a win for Fenerbahce or maybe a win for Besiktas. I do not see this game ending in a draw. I do not see that, but I think that Fenerbahce will score, Besiktas will score, Fenerbahce will concede, Besiktas will concede. So over 2.5 goals is also my pick for this particular game between Fenerbahce and Besiktas. Now I'm going to the last match to play over 2.5 goals this weekend, and this match is in the Scottish League, the match between Rangers and FC Dundee United. So that is the last match to play over 2.5 goals. And the main reason why I'm backing over 2.5 goals here is because of Rangers. Rangers are a team that score, and Rangers are also a team that easily concedes. As we can see in the most recent 6 matches head-to-head between these two, in fact, the last 4 head-to-head matches between Rangers and Dundee have produced both teams scoring and over 2.5 goals. We've seen 2-2, 2-2, 3-1, and 3-1. Those are usually the score lines between Rangers and Dundee, and I expect that something of that nature is going to repeat itself, though I'm seeing more of a 3-1 win to Rangers than the 2-2 draw in this particular game. That is why I picked that there will be over 2.5 goals. So independently, if we look at the last 6 matches of Rangers, we've seen over 2.5 goals and both teams scoring in 4 of the last 6 matches. And most of Rangers matches that end in over 2.5 goals end in both teams to score. The ones that do not have both teams to score always end in under. And then for FC Dundee United, we've seen over 2.5 goals in 3 of their last 6 matches. But like I said earlier, Rangers are the reason why I'm picking over 2.5 goals in this game, because of their ability to score and their inherent ability to always concede. So that is why I picked that. So these are the 6 matches that I picked for to play over 2.5 goals this weekend. And for these 6 matches, I feel very, very convinced that we are going to win this weekend. So I'm going to be doing a very, very quick recap of these 6 matches that I think will play over 2.5 goals before I round up the video. And like I said, 6 matches to produce over 2.5 goals this weekend. These 6 matches come out a total of 10 odds, and these 6 matches, I believe that at the end of 90 minutes, there will be at least 3 goals in these matches, from either one side scoring all the 3, or from both sides coming together to collectively score at least 3 goals. But I think there will be over 2.5 goals in these matches. So the first match I have here is in the Spanish La Liga, the match between Atletico Madrid and FC Barcelona. The second match I have is in the German Bundesliga, the match between SC Freiburg and Bayern Munich. The third match I have, still in the German Bundesliga, the match between VfB Stuttgart and Borussia Dortmund. The fourth match I have is in the Netherlands Eredivisie, the match between AZ Alkmaar and Fortuna Sittard. The fifth match I have in the Turkish Super League, the match between Fenerbahce Istanbul and Besiktas. And then the last game I have is in the Scottish League, the match between Rangers and Dundee United. Please let me know your opinions in the comment section about these picks, and thanks for watching this video up to this point. And like I said, let me know your opinion, let me know what you think. If you agree with what I said, the games I picked, please drop it in the comment section. If you do not agree, please also let me know. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notifications so that you're not going to be missing out on more games that I'll be posting on this channel, and hopefully we're going to win as well. Thanks for watching. Peace.